Hey everybody, this is Jessica, and I am making this video to answer a few of the questions that I get asked all the time about being a designer. Number one, people always think that I work in a big box store such as Target, Walmart, Hobby Lobby, or Michael's. And I think that's because I tell them that I design products for them, and so they automatically think that I am a store worker. Um, the truth is, like, I do not step foot in those stores even every day, sometimes not even every week. Most of my job is done very behind the scenes. Um, so no, I do not work inside an actual retail store. Second question that I get asked a lot of how I got into this career. So I always thought that I would maybe be an English teacher, and as you can tell, that's probably a really good thing that I wasn't. But like my growing up was very blue collar, so I just always assumed that I would kind of like, I don't know, work in a something maybe not humble, but just like low key. Like I was never wanting to become like a lawyer or a doctor or a heart surgeon or a hedge fund manager, any of that. And to be honest, when I was growing up and younger, I did not even know that designing was a thing that you could do as a career. I sort of learned it in college when I worked at a warehouse for a scrapbook company, and at that time I was just doing it in my off semester in between college, and I literally was like pulling scrapbook papers off the shelf and mailing them out to people. And so I would take some of them home at night and scrapbook with them, and then one day someone told me like, hey, you kind of have an eye for this, you should think about going into design. And I really didn't ask any questions after that. Like I went back to school, I changed my major immediately to design, and I've pretty much never looked back from then. So yeah, that's a short version of how I got into designing. From there, after college, it was just showing my portfolio to people and showing off my skill set and showing how like what my work looked like. And then I got jobs from there, and yeah, so it's been almost 20 years of straight up design jobs, which has been super awesome, and I've loved it. The third thing that people always ask me, how I come up with my ideas. How do I come up with my ideas? I don't know. Like, maybe I'll go into an antique store and see like an old tablecloth with a pattern or a motif or an icon that I really like, and I think, oh, like, how could that cute little lamb be like changed into a whole collection of patterns? Or like I'll go outside and I'll see a flower. Like I do a lot of floral stuff, so floral's kind of my bread and butter, and that's what I think about a lot. But I'll see the color of a flower and be like, I wonder if I could like express that color, flower, and shape and everything onto a pattern. And then from there, so I'll come up with like kind of like a main focus or a main thing, and then I try to come up with somewhat of a story. I come up with my idea. I don't know. It's really hard to explain how the ideas come, but they just kind of pop in to your head. It just starts with one little thing that you sort of inspires you or you think of, and then you figure out ways that you can change it, make it your own, remix it, match it back to other things. Number 4. Is there more to pattern design than making pretty prints? Okay, people don't ask me that exact question, but they do think that I sit all day and make pretty stuff, which I do. But there's actually more of a science to it than people would think. If you go back and watch my other video about Rosewood, like my introduction video, I explain in that a little bit about scale and about pattern mixing and about how in a collection there's kind of a little list that you want to fulfill as a designer. So you want to have a main, you want to have your blenders, you want to have something that is more organic or unstructured, and then you want to have something that is more geometric. You want to have lights, you want to have darks, you want to have different colors, all the things. And so there's just like a lot of things to think about in a collection. You also have to think about, for quilting specifically, the quilting fabric is normally in 3 colorways. So like this pattern here, it comes in green and cream, you can see right there. The factory will actually use the same plates or rollers, like this, what they use to print the fabric for each pattern. And so they each have a color spot, and you can change the colors, which is how you get the 3 different colorways, but the actual artwork has to stay the same. And so you have to think about how the colors are gonna play with each other within all these different colorways. And what we end up doing is usually I will show the folks at Riley Blake like a bunch of different options, and then we sort of have like a back and forth and work it out together what's going to be the best combos for everything. And sometimes they will come back to me and ask me to design something at a different scale, or just like a little bit of a different option for them to consider. And then there's also the fact that you design patterns in a collection that don't ever get used, which is totally fine, and it's part of the process. That is just kind of the reality of designing. So yeah, there is a lot more that goes into designing than one would think. Okay, last question, number 5. Are you naturally talented? Well, this is also like not really a question. People just tell me like, oh, you're so talented, I could never do that. And the truth is, so like maybe I have a natural yearning for it. What's the right word? Not yearning, but like a natural affinity for it. Like I really enjoy it, and I think that goes a long way, but I wouldn't call that talent, because I feel like talent is more of like an intersection of learning how to do something and really enjoying it and like putting your passion into it. So I would say, I don't know if I believe in like natural talent, but I think a lot of this is more down to like, I love doing this. This is my passion in life. I want to be doing this. I enjoy doing this. And so I'm going to learn how. I'm going to learn how to draw. I'm going to learn how to do color theory. I'm going to learn how to make patterns. I'm going to learn the software and all that stuff, those skills. And then they just kind of combine to where finally you have a skill set that kind of matches your creative vision. I believe that anybody can be talented and creative and be really good at it. It's just a matter of like finding your thing. So that's my wisdom for today. And those are my 5 questions that I would say I get asked the very most about being a designer. Okay, if you're interested in my fabric, RileyBlakeDesigns.com, a good place to start. Also, just searching Rosewood by Jessica Churko, Riley Blake Designs, any combo of those words. I'm really hoping to find this in a live quilt shop and go visit it. If you want to get in touch with me, it's at Jessica Churko Design on Instagram, at Jessica Churko Design on YouTube, and jessicachurko.com. Thanks! Hey y'all, it's Jessica Churko from Jessica Churko Design, and I have here behind me my new fabric collection with Riley Blake. It is called Rosewood. So it is out now, shipping, and this is stupid, so I'm gonna cut it. Common ones. This is stupid. Hey everybody, I'm here. Hey everybody, I'm Jessica, and I am here to ask. I'm not here to ask. Hey everybody. No. Hey everybody, this is Jessica, and I am here to answer. You stop flinging your script around. Alright. Okay. Fix the hair. Hey everybody, this is Jessica.